I want to tell you a story. I was in my bed in a dark room lying on my side. I was in seventh grade, so around 5 years ago, and I was doom scrolling. It was 2 a.m. and I was scrolling on TikTok. My face was tired. I had dark bags under my eyes. My eyes were bloody because I was staring into a screen that whole day, non-stop, and I was tired as fuck. I was tired and I was scrolling on TikTok. I had school the next day, and it was 2 a.m. and I was on my bed, and my body was begging me to go to sleep. And as I was lying on my side, felt my eyes closing. I felt my body drifting into sleep. It was so sleep deprived that it was literally begging me to fall asleep. So my eyes would literally close. I would be like this, still watching the TikTok. But then I would wake up because I would hear the sound of the TikTok that I was watching. So I would open my eyes and I would keep scrolling. My body was literally falling asleep while I was awake, and I would still scroll on TikTok. I would still remain awake. Usually, when that would happen, it would be my signal that, oh, I need to go to sleep. I can't stay up any longer. So I closed TikTok and I opened the clock app to set an alarm. Alarm set for 3 hours and 45 minutes from now. In 3 hours and 45 minutes, I was supposed to be awake to go to school. That was my routine every single night. Of course, when I would get to school, I would be so sleep deprived that I would literally fall asleep in class. It was so hard for me to socialize with anybody because I was literally closing my eyes while I was talking with the person. I was not even functioning as a human being. I couldn't even help my community because I was so sleep deprived. I couldn't even remain awake. I couldn't even stand up. My energy levels were so low just because I wasn't prioritizing my sleep. I wasn't sleeping good. And of course, I wasn't productive. Of course, when I would get home from school, I wouldn't do my homework. I wouldn't study. I would play video games because that was the most comfortable thing to do. And then I would repeat the cycle. I would get in bed around 11 p.m. because my parents were making me go to bed. But I wouldn't sleep. No. I would scroll on social media. Reddit, Instagram, TikTok. These were the apps that I was usually switching. And I remember everything changed once I read Why We Sleep by Matthew Walker. My life literally took a turn, a 180 turn. Before I read the book, I was thinking about sleep that, yeah, it's something that you do. No, not many people care about it, so why should I care? None of my friends cared about sleep. They were literally posting about the fact that they slept for 2 hours, 3 hours the past night. And other people were praising them. Bro, you're so cool. You slept for 2 hours because you were playing Minecraft all night. Bro, you're so cool. But I've read the book. And I realized that I was heading to death faster than I was expecting. I was surprised as I was reading the book. How am I even alive? How am I even functioning? How was I functioning with 2-3 hours of sleep? Poor sleep, shitty sleep, because I was bombarding my eyes with that blue light. I was wondering, how am I even alive? And after I've read the book, I literally prioritize sleep over anything in my life. Bro, it's literally a day-night difference. Before I read the book, when I was sleeping 5 hours a night, I was literally walking around the house, around my classroom, not feeling like a human. Because my energy levels were so low, my brain wasn't even functioning. And after I read the book, after I started really sleeping, and actually really sleeping, I can't even explain how good I feel. So most of the tips that I have in this video are from the book. I've been implementing these tips for the past year, and they have helped me improve my sleep drastically. So if you didn't read the book, pay close attention to this video because it will change your life. And even if you did read the book, it's going to be helpful for you to watch the video to kind of remind yourself about the things that you've read about. So first of all, you need to realize that sleep is the problem. When I was in 7th grade, I really thought that I was dumb. I really thought that I wasn't smart enough. I couldn't socialize like other people could. I couldn't pay attention in class like other people could. I wasn't getting high enough grades, even though my parents were prioritizing me getting good grades. I just couldn't. I thought I was dumb. I would fall asleep in class every single day. I thought I had a problem, but I didn't look at sleep. Nobody taught me that sleep is important. I thought it was something to not care about. Everyone else does it, so who cares? But it's not like that. It's more important than you think. Do you feel like you're tired all the time? Do you feel like you're an underperformer? Like you know you could do better, but you just can't. You're either too tired or you can't concentrate. You can't do the normal things that other people are doing. Maybe you're not sleeping enough, or the quality of your sleep is really poor. And to solve a problem, you first need to realize that there's a problem in the first place. You need to realize that, oh, sleep is not my best quality. I need to get better at it. I need to sleep more. I need to sleep better. So, first, realize that you have this problem. Sleep is not perfect for you, and you can always change it. Now, you need to make sure you use your energy throughout the whole day. When I was in that period, I was going to school. I was active. I was actively walking to school. I was during PE class, I was playing football. I was really active. So it was easy for me to fall asleep. But my dumbass thought it would be easier to fall asleep by being on my phone. But that's another story. It was easy for me to fall asleep because I was active. But during the summer, when I was inside all day, even on the days where I wanted to sleep, I really wanted to sleep, I would go to bed at a really nice hour. I just couldn't. I couldn't because I wasn't using the energy throughout the whole day. I had really high energy levels. And of course, your body can't fall asleep if it has high energy levels, if it's full of adrenaline. Your mind will be active, will be thinking of all the cringy shit you did throughout your whole years. You just need to use your energy. Don't beach out and stay inside all day. And when it gets close to bedtime, you just can't fall asleep. Don't be that guy. Those guys are just another story. You need to be better than them. You need to at least take a walk outside. At least 10 minutes, bro. Don't tell me you don't have 10 minutes in your day to just take a walk outside. A walk is literally going to make you fall asleep 10 times faster compared to the guy that doesn't do any of this. You don't want to be like those guys that all they do all day is just they get out of bed and they get to their desk and they play video games nonstop. And maybe they go to the bathroom and maybe they eat something. But that's all the activity they do. They maybe get 500 steps in a day. Of course, they can't fall asleep. You don't want to be like them. From now on, every single day, take a walk outside. It's gonna make you feel better. It's gonna stop you from being depressed. And it's gonna make you fall asleep faster. On the days where I don't go outside all day, it happens. I just work on my business. I fall asleep the hardest because I have energy levels inside of me and my body needs to somehow use the energy. So I remain awake thinking about random stuff. I want to fall asleep, but I'm just thinking about that random girl. And I have days where I'm literally active all day. And when I put my head on my pillow, instant knockout. I instantly fall asleep. So the more active you are throughout the whole day, the faster you will fall asleep. And you have to stop using devices before going to bed, before trying to fall asleep. There are two reasons for this. The first one I will talk about later in the video, but the second one is distractions. I know it's a bit controversial, but the days where I stopped using my laptop and my phone before going to bed for like an hour and a half, I literally drift into sleep almost instantly. It's something about not using your devices, not bombarding your head with all that information that makes you just fall asleep. On the days where I literally use my laptop or my phone the minute before I fall asleep, I fall asleep the hardest because I'm thinking about the information that I've read about, the book I've read. I'm thinking about the information and I just can't fall asleep. But on the days where I just relax, I wand off, it's I get the best sleep ever, bro. And you need to tell yourself, you need to tell your brain somehow that it's time to fall asleep. So try to close everything half an hour or an hour before going to bed. Maybe reading is like an exception because you can read fiction and it can help your brain fall asleep. But on the days where I literally don't do anything before bed, I fall asleep the fastest. So just half an hour. Don't use your devices. Just think what would happen if you would read a negative comment right before going to bed. You would feel negative. You would think about that comment non-stop. Your mind will be active, thinking about that random stuff. So just take a step back. Trust me, your life will change if you do this consistently. Now let's talk about your schedule, your actual schedule. Routine is king. There's nothing better than routine. If you can fall asleep and wake up at the same time every single day, you will have the best sleep ever. It doesn't matter if you sleep for 8, 7, or 6 hours. If you're consistent, your sleep will be amazing. You will feel more refreshed. So the first thing you need to do is to find a time that works for you, in which you go to bed at the same time every single day and you wake up at the same time every single day, even on weekends. This is the most controversial part. You need to wake up at the same time, even on weekends. And I will teach you how to set your bedtime and your wake up time the best way possible. Pick a time where you think you will be able to fall asleep at every single day for the rest of your life. For some people, it could be 8 p.m. For some people, it could be 11 p.m. It doesn't matter. Just pick a time. From now on, you will stick to it, even on weekends. And for your wake up time, try to wake up around 9 hours after that bedtime. That's my advice, but of course, it depends on your schedule. And I'm saying 9 hours, even though you've heard the advice of 8 hours, 7.5 hours. I'm saying 9 hours because you don't actually sleep for the whole amount of time you're in bed. So if you're in bed for 9 hours, you will sleep for 8 hours of that, even less. So you've heard the advice that, oh, you need to sleep 8 hours every single day for maximum health. Yeah, 8 hours of sleep, not 8 hours in bed. Most people look at that and they think, oh, if I stay in bed for 8 hours, then I will sleep for 8 hours. But no, bro. It takes time to fall asleep. It takes time to wake up. You literally wake up randomly throughout the whole night without even knowing. You can't even remember that. I've learned this from the book. If you sleep for 9 hours, if you're in bed for 9 hours, you're usually awake for 1 hour out of all those 9 hours. So you're actually sleeping for 8 hours. So aim to be in bed for 9 hours. I know it will be days where you just have to wake up earlier. It will be days where you have to go to sleep later. Doesn't matter, bro. Just try to stick to it as best as possible. Don't kick yourself down if you miss a day or if you go to sleep an hour later because something came up. Don't kick yourself down. But if it's a bullshit reason, like, oh, I was playing video games, that's why I went to sleep 2 hours later. That's not acceptable, bro. The next time, you have to make sure that you go to sleep at the best time for you, at the time you pick for you. The second thing that will help you be consistent at this schedule is you have to see sunlight the first thing in the morning. This will set your circadian rhythm. It's a complicated thing that I don't really know much about, but the way I see it is that your circadian rhythm is like a clock inside of you that tells your body, tells your cells what time of the day is. Blue light sets your internal clock. So the first thing in the morning to do is to literally look at the sun. Look outside, be outside and look at the sun. That will tell your clock that's inside of you that, oh, it's daytime, it's in the morning, it's morning time. And it will help you fall asleep at your desired time. The sun emits blue light, so it will make you tired when it's your desired bedtime. But what other thing emits blue light? Devices. Your phone, your laptop, your TV, all these devices emit blue light. These things mess up your internal clock so much, especially if you look at them during the nighttime or when the sun came down. This was the first reason why I told you to not use devices before bed. They will fuck up your sleep schedule, your internal clock. Because imagine you looked outside and there was no sun, so your clock tells you, oh, it's time for bed. But suddenly the sun came out and there is a huge amount of blue light coming to your eyes. Your body will be so disorganized by that because it thought it was nighttime. And now there's a sun, there's blue light. What's happening? And it will fuck up your sleep schedule. Your body will think it's daytime when it's actually nighttime. And no more sleep. You will remain awake. That's why if you do have to use devices, if it's an emergency, like a 10 out of 10 emergency, just use your devices with the blue light filter on and with the lowest brightness possible. It will not be the 10 out of 10 solution, but it's going to be a lot better than having all that blue light inside of your eyes. Just something to be mindful of. Don't use these devices because 1, it's going to fuck up your internal clock, and 2, it's going to give you strong emotions. It's going to give you things to think about, and no more sleep. You will have things to think about when you should be asleep. So yeah, no more sleep. I hope you take action, bro. I know sleep is so hard to perfect. Like, I knew sleep was important, but I really didn't care about it. I would have preferred to be in my bed and scroll on social media for 2 hours more instead of sleeping. But trust me, your life will literally change if you perfect your sleep. So I highly recommend you read the book Why We Sleep by Matthew Walker. It's literally a 10 out of 10 book, the best book on sleep that you can buy. It's gonna reframe your mind and it's gonna make you prioritize sleep because it did for me. I told you how bad my sleep was before I read the book. And after I read it, my life literally exploded because of how good it became. So I highly recommend it. And if you want to get closer to me, I have a private community where you can get closer to me and you can speak with me. We can hop on calls and I can help you change your life faster than everyone else. I can reframe you to become the best version of yourself. Trust me, you wouldn't want to miss this opportunity. Join the Elite Tribe. It's the first link in the description. And if you enjoyed the video, scroll down and click on the subscribe button. It will help both of us, especially you. And go watch this video right now. See you later. Mwah.